Hi everyone and welcome to Perima's Kitchen. I am Selena and today I'm with the Heart and Stroke Foundation South Africa. We're making a very healthy, nutritious meal, chicken fried rice, and I hope you enjoy the Zoom pre-recorded video. And as usual, all the ingredients I used will be found in the drop-down description below. If you have not subscribed, subscribe. Kindly hit that notification bell so you are notified when a new video is uploaded. Please like and share, and your comments are always welcome. Enjoy. Here's our lovely host, Dana Govender.
A very good afternoon to every one of you, and thank you so much for joining us for our last Mended Hearts for 2021. And we have got a very, very interesting lineup. We've got Selena Naidu, who's going to be doing a very healthy cooking demo for us. And we also have Kinza Hussain, who's our registered dietitian based in George, who will be giving us some healthy tips as well, and some healthy ingredients that we can use during the festive season. So really, really looking forward to that. I'm Dana Govender, Health Promotions Manager at the Heart and Stroke Foundation. Well, I was not supposed to be the moderator for today, but I'm standing in for Perch Cap, who's our Health Promotions Officer based in Eastern Cape. But unfortunately, Perch is not feeling too well, so I'm going to do the honors. So thank you very much, all of you, for joining us. So I'd like to introduce you to Selena Naidu. Selena has a deep passion for food and lifestyle and has a superior focus on brand marketing and development through content creation. She loves developing food recipes and presently is expanding her reach to lifestyle content as well. So cooking recipe videos are a focus. And also includes dance. She loves dancing and comedy, which best describes Selena. So very dedicated, disciplined, and proudly South African. So Selena, hand over to you, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Dana, and everybody else that's here, and Kinza, who's going to help me with all the nutritional information. I am Selena from Perima's Kitchen, also known as Perima's Kitchen. So I'm not sure if I can just get straight to it because I want to start. Is that okay, Kenza?
Yes, you can go ahead. I'll maybe jump in. We're just going to make this as fun and interactive as possible.
Okay.
So start.
I'm making a very, very simple chicken fried rice. And when people hear chicken fried rice, they automatically think, oh my God, that's going to be so many calories. That's going to be so unhealthy. And it's not. I mean, I love it. My kids love it. My husband, who's in the medical profession, he loves it. So it's something nutritious that you can eat, and it's usually the method, the way you make things, that basically makes the difference. So I'm going to go through my very simple process today, while Kinza also helps you with some more information. I'm just heating up my stove, my pot, and then I'm going to add some oil. I'm only going to add about 4 teaspoons of oil, right? And that's usually, it's like 1 teaspoon per serving.
Yes, exactly. So as you rightly said, it's all about the method. So when it comes to the oil, we obviously we focus on which oil, but also very important is the portion size. And the rule of thumb is just 1 teaspoon of oil per person. So it depends on the recipe, depends on how many people you're cooking for. So if it's for 4 people, then 4 teaspoons of oil is perfect.
So I've got 4, but I also make a little bit extra, but I don't need that extra oil. And I'm using an oil that is a high, there's virgin olive oil, which I use for my salad dressings, etc. But this has a high burning point, I think they call it. And so I'm able to use this oil for cooking. And you can go with other oil options as well.
Yes,
I'm also adding some garlic. You can go ahead and tell them more about the oil if you want.
Yeah, no, you phrased it perfectly. So the first thing obviously is we choose an oil which is lower in those bad fats. So our virgin oil is perfect in that. And then the smoking point of the virgin oil is right for you to be able to cook with it. So you perfectly phrased that.
Yeah, so I'm not using virgin olive oil. I'm using cooking olive oil, which has a higher. Yes, right. So I've added the garlic. I just wanted to simmer for a few seconds, and straight after that, what I've done is, this is an easy recipe because I've taken chicken breast, which has been left over. I've just diced it up. So this meal can be done in about 30 minutes. For those people who are easy and also feel like, oh my God, life is so hectic and I don't have the time. Those are all excuses, because you can, you know what I mean? You can. I've got leftover chicken. I'm just going to use this. As you can see, I've taken it, I've diced it up, right? And because it's just a very plain flavor, usually I add either thyme or rosemary and steam it. So it's readily available. And then you can infuse other flavors that you prefer when you're making your stir fries, or like I'm making my chicken fried rice. So today I'm making it, it's going to be very simple. I'm just going to add some chili powder, some Kashmiri chili powder, which will give it a lovely color, and a little bit of turmeric. Yeah, and that's about it. And I'm going to add some soy at the end. So let me first just brown my garlic, which is already sizzling. I'm going to add a little bit of chili powder and turmeric to that next. And if you don't feel comfortable adding, if you feel like your masalas burn, you can turn it off, you know, or you can add onion, a little bit of onion. I don't even need to add any onion to this. So this is just a heaped teaspoon of Kashmiri chili powder and turmeric. Turmeric is a fantastic anti-inflammatory ingredient. And I also use it in my like golden milks and stuff like that. And if you want to increase the absorption of turmeric, you should add pepper. It actually increases it by 1000%. So it makes a huge difference. So I don't always add it, but I just remembered today, you know what, whenever I do my golden milk, I make sure I add it. I said, you know what, you can start adding it to your food as well, if you want that benefit of turmeric. And you know, most problems in life start with, you know, inflammation. So if we can at least, you know, focus on the anti-inflammatory ingredients, that should help. So there's quickly sizzling. I'm adding my chicken breast. And while I'm sauteing, Kinza, if you want to add anything as well, you can. There you go.
Yeah, no, perfect. I mean, I think, I know, spices is also a very big thing for me, obviously. Spices, herbs, all these kind of things, you know, there's nothing wrong with using spices and herbs, you know, to flavor your food. We all want flavor in our food. I think the only thing we obviously need to just be aware of is just the salt content. And a lot of the packaged spices and that are high. And obviously by now everybody knows high salt is linked to high blood pressure. But a lot of the times people aren't exactly sure of how much salt they should be taking in actually. So the recommendation is actually 5 grams from all your sources per day. That's like 1 teaspoon only. So a lot of the times we can achieve this by sort of just watching products that have hidden salt in, and then you're good to go. But like I said, your herbs, your fresh herbs, your spices, so long they're not high in that salt content, good to go and flavor your food.
Yeah, 100%. The fresh herbs, thyme, coriander, dhania,
yes.
parsley, all of that. They have so many other benefits, but they also bring so much of flavor. And what you can also do is, if you're worried about certain spices and stuff having fillings, so to speak, you can even get a little coffee grinder and just add your spices there, grind it, and it's super fresh, and then it's even more flavorful. Yes. Right? So I'm just going to, my chicken is already kind of warmed up. It didn't take long at all, as you can see. I'm going to use the same pan, the same pot, so you don't even have to worry about washing. Everything's going to happen here. And I'm even going to be using my
all the points everybody challenges when it comes to cooking healthy. You got them all prepared.
Yeah, there's no dishes, nothing, and there's leftover rice as well. So I'm not even boiling anything. So that's my chicken. You can see the beautiful color now, and I didn't even add any salt or anything, right? So there you go. Another trick is if you do want to add some salt or you feel like you don't have enough salt, is what I do is I add lemon. And lemon brings out the flavor in a lot of foods as well.
Definitely,
okay, so
yeah. That's one of the best substitutes with the lemon. Yeah.
Is lemon. Okay, so here we go. I'm just adding some broccoli. And I like my broccoli kind of crunchy. I don't like it completely, soft. I like that little bit of crunch. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add some lemon juice and a little bit of boiling water, and I'm going to close the pot. And I'll probably need about 5 minutes, so if you want to chat a little bit now, we can do that. Sorry, that's Bella barking. My daughter Shivaya's gone outside to keep her calm. Okay, so I'm gonna close it, and then 5 minutes we'll give it. So we can go ahead and carry on talking if you want, Kinza.
Yeah, no, so I think you really, you nicely summarize a lot of the things. I think a lot of the times people are always trying to figure out what it means to eat healthy. They sometimes make it a little too complicated when it really isn't that. You've showed us you have your flavors all there. It's not like it's boring food. It's like tasty, full of flavor foods. And we always get questions on what foods to buy. When you go into the shop, like how do you know what product to buy? And of course, we big with our heart mark because it's something that was really is extensively researched. It doesn't just go on any product, and it's something that you don't need to have like great knowledge to understand like the foods and stuff. You can just look at that heart mark and it's foods that are low in salt, high in the fiber, all the good stuff. So I really appreciate that you actually spoke about the fresh ingredients, because a lot of the times people don't understand that you can get just as much flavor, maybe even more with the fresh with the fresh ingredients like the dhania that you said, and even the lemon juice. So that was a good point. I'm glad to know that it's being practiced out there. It's not just something that we just repeatedly saying all the time.
Saying it all the time. Yeah. No, it's enjoyable. As soon as you get even in my salad, if you have a little bit of basil, if you're doing like a tomato, you can add some nice cheeses and put some basil in it. It just brings out the flavor. You won't even realize that there's any salt missing, to be honest. A little squeeze of lemon juice. Yeah. And remember also your taste buds start to change. When you start eating differently, your taste buds start to change. Like with me, at some point I cut out sugar. So now when I have something with too much of sugar, my coffee, if somebody mistakenly puts sugar, I can't drink it. I literally can't drink it. It's just your taste buds start to change, and it changes in a good way because you're tasting the actual flavors. It's not just salted up type of food. Yeah,
I think that's a very good point you made, because even to change, like to even change to something like eating less salt, it's something that your palate needs time to adjust to. So it's not to say you're going to do it and then the next day it's perfect. Same with the sugar, you're going to stop it and it's all good. You've adjusted. Yeah. It takes time, and that's something I think we also always go on about, is that you need to also just give yourself time and not to just give up after one day. Because if you've grown up having that sugar in your tea, for example,
it takes time.
It's not just going to go. So
In fact, your body goes through a whole process. It's like denial, like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Why are you not giving me what I want? So it's a whole process, and it has to stabilize and start enjoying it. But that doesn't mean that you don't have to indulge. If you indulge like 20-30% of the time, it's better than indulging 100% of the time.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, no. That actually brings me to a couple of my points. I also wanted to just, now that it's the festive season, we're always getting questions. What must we do? How must we eat? How do we avoid overeating? What must we do after the year end? So we in no way suggest to people that they should starve themselves over the holidays. But you know, just with some simple planning and caution, you can actually still, as you said, indulge in your goodies now and then. It's just the simple things like where possible, you know, you choose your foods high in fiber so that you feel satisfied that you've eaten and you don't overeat. One very important thing is not to skip meals, because a lot of times, especially during the holiday season, you know, people think they can just maybe skip breakfast, skip lunch so that they can have that big, nice meal at the end. Yeah. But that's actually one of the worst things to do, because your body kind of slows down your metabolism. So it's not going to use the fuel from the food in the same way when you do eventually eat. And it also risks you overeating when you do eventually sit to eat. So I think it's important, every day it's important, but more so during the holidays, to have a good breakfast, because that kind of like, you know, lays the foundation for the rest of the day of how you're going to eat. So as you said, the bottom line is not to, you know, restrict yourself, enjoy your goodies now and then, especially during the festive season with your loved ones, but just those few points to incorporate in your everyday eating, and you should be fine, you know, during the holiday season and even after.
Yeah. So to add to what Kinza is saying, like satiety is so important, and having that good veggies and high fiber products really helps to fill you up with all the nutritious stuff. So you can still enjoy the other things, but in moderation. And another tip is water. Is if you can even have a glass, you know, water. Most of the time we think we're snackish even, and we're thirsty. Yeah. And I know I do that all the time. I feel like, I'm feeling for this. I'm always getting the feelings, you know. I feel for this, or I feel for that. And even the kids, I feel. But as soon as you have a glass of water, wait a while and you'll see, you know what, that feeling is gone. You feel somewhat satisfied. And if you do want to eat something, it's probably going to be more nutritious.
Yeah, definitely. And even when you like dishing out, like as you said, load your plates up with those salads, with your veggies. I always sort of get in defensive mode when someone comes to me and they say salad is just like, you know, lettuce and tomatoes. I'm like, no, it's not. You know, you can make your salad fun. You can make it like hearty. You can include all your food groups, and then if you load your plate with that, you'll already find yourself being, you know, sort of full. And along with that, like when you do take your first serving and you finish it up, to just, you know, take a step back and wait for a few moments to actually see, are you still hungry, or is this just now because you're sitting, you know, with a large group of people, or you're watching in front of the television, before you go for that second portion. Because really at the end of the day, it's just your quantity and the quality of the food that you're eating. And if that's something you have control over, then you'll be fine.
Shoot 32 times and don't eat in front of the telly.
Yes.
Because you end up eating like this if you're watching TV, and if you're not enjoying and concentrating and focusing on your food, you're like, did I eat? Did I eat? I don't even remember eating. Okay, let me go take some more. I didn't remember eating.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Basically, the same points apply throughout the year.
Okay, so it was been about 5 minutes, and as you can see, my broccoli, look at this color. That's what I love about it. And it's not too soft. It's just, well, it's soft enough, but not too soft. I still like a little bit of crunch. Right? Can you see the color? Do I need to bring it closer? I'll need a dish bag. You can see the beautiful green color.
Yeah, the green's really popping out in the dish.
Yeah. And that's what you want. You don't want to overcook your broccoli. And as you can see, you know, a lot of people steam their broccoli in a lot of water. And what you've done then is you've literally taken all that water. You rather drink the water and not have the broccoli, because all the nutrients are in the water itself.
Yes, so, no, that's a very good point you make there. I often speak about making your own stock at home, and then people are like, oh, how do you do that? But it's as simple as that. if you're boiling your veggies or your meat or whatever, so, and if you do that in like whole spices, like whole corianders and whole cinnamons, then you let the water cool down and you sort of freeze it. I like to freeze it in my ice tray packs. And then you just pop those out and use that instead of water the next time you cook something. Yeah. Because it's actually full of flavor, and as you said, your nutrients are there. So
but as you can see, I've like put a drop of boiling water, close the lid. It's steamed in its own juices. I'm not wasting anything. I'm adding now my egg to the same pot. I've just moved all my broccoli to one side and I'm adding one egg. Right, so that will just start to warm up, and as soon as the egg starts to coagulate a bit, then I will add my rice and the sauteed chicken and just get it all together. So all the flavors will start to combine. Okay, that won't take too long. Are you guys clear? Can you see clearly, or should I bring you closer?
I saw the dish pretty clearly when you brought it up to us. You could see it.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah.
Okay, so basically the egg is just starting to fry up. Again, I haven't added any additional oil or anything. It's actually just a little bit of water, and the egg will still cook. So there's no problem with that. And next, I'm going to add. Oh yeah, it's my chicken. And then my rice. Let's get the rice in first. Okay. So this is brown rice, very high in fiber. And you know, this is about 2 cups of boiled rice. And this is left over. So again, it's nothing that I'm like, you know, making and boiling at the same time. So my eggs are ready. It's a lovely, lovely, fluffy yellow color. I prefer to put the egg in first because I just wanted to make sure it's cooked properly. Yeah, but that's just me. Okay, so I'm just adding my rice.
And I mean, this is like a perfect example. I mean, you have all your food groups in here. I mean, you have your protein, you have your starch, you have your fat, and you have your veggies. And that's the message that we give out, is a balanced meal, which includes all your food groups. You're not omitting any food group. You're just looking at the quantity, as I said, and obviously the portions, and that's perfect. So it's a perfectly balanced, good dish to go to, and quick.
And experiment, you know, there's so many lovely beans. I use the edamame beans sometimes, chickpeas. Nice. There's a lot of nice beans that you can use. If you're vegetarian, for example, that you can incorporate, which is high in protein. It's not, you know, you don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm gonna only be eating carbs. That's not the case. There's a lot of nutritional, high protein products available. That's readily available in beans as well, especially in beans.
Yes. Yeah. Now I was just going to say that now is our plant proteins, and I mean, I even suggest adding those to, you know, your usual dishes, just an extra element. Not only does it give more flavor, but again, there's that fiber aspect to it, and the protein content as well.
Yeah.
So those are good options as well.
So you can see the egg is now giving it a lovely, I don't know if you can see that. It's just got a little bit of a yellow, beautiful, like sunshine yellow going through the rice. All right, and then what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to add my soy first before I add my chicken, because I don't want, I want the soy to be more absorbed with the rice and everything else, and not the chicken. So I'm just gonna add just a drizzle.
And I mean, the same applies for the sauces that we use. As I mentioned about the packaged spices, we just have to just be wary about the salt content in those as well. A lot of the times those products have the hidden salt that we unknowingly consume, and then that brings up our salt consumption.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So make good choices with even like soy sauces. Like what I've used now is low sodium. So it's not, you can explain the process of it. I don't know the process. I just saw less sodium soy sauce. So
yeah, no, you're right. Often it's just that salt, but also we do educate on sodium. Sometimes the products do just say sodium or Na. So yeah, that is
okay. And here's my chicken going on top. And remember, the chicken is already warmed up, and some of the oil is already gone because it's on here. So there you go, and you can just quickly do a toss. Got your beautiful veg. I'm gonna turn it down. And Shwai, maybe you can get me my gloves. I can just show them just now. Let me get some parsley or dhania. Or, let me see what I have. Actually, I've got coriander. Yeah.
That's an ingredient I think is always in my
Ready
fridge as well.
available.
Fresh coriander. Yeah.
It's always available. You know, I use rosemary a lot. I've got it, it's growing like bush in my backyard. And I promise you the flavors from rosemary, even in like my mushrooms and whatever, it gives off this very meaty taste.
It
so
does.
Yeah, so try using rosemary in your food and you'll be very surprised as to how much of flavor, especially during Christmas. I do my butternut, you know, a little bit of cinnamon and stuff like that. It tastes so good, very flavorful.
Yeah, no, there's really nothing that can beat the fresh herbs.
Yeah, and if you want to, you can just. And there you go. It's done. Let me just show it to you. And I don't know how long it was, but
I would say it may have just pushed maybe to 30 minutes, but I still think maybe even less than that.
Less than.
Minutes, yeah.
There you go. Everything's done. And look how beautiful.
Yes, you can see the colors. Flavorful and colorful. That's another important thing. If you know your dishes or your plate is full of color, then you know you're in the right direction as well.
And you can add anything you want. You can add chickpeas. I actually forgot. I bought a red pepper. Red pepper also goes so lovely with this dish. You can add corn. There's so many different things that you can just add to bulk it up and give you that fiber that you need and that satiety. Because that's what it is. The overeating is because we're eating, but we're eating all the bad stuff. But if we fill ourselves with good nutrient-dense foods, then you won't feel like that. And then you can still go and enjoy that dessert and that chocolate cake and all of the other yummy things.
Yeah, no, that's the key message is fill up on the good stuff and you'll realize yourself that you're not even eating that much of the bad stuff. I think that's the key message is, and making it flavorful and, you know,
and the good stuff, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times people will omit, you know, a food group and then eat the bad food. If you in the first place, if you just kept that food group, then you'd feel full and you'd feel satisfied. So the key message is all the food groups and, you know, nutritious, flavorful.
Eat in moderation, but eat till satiety, but eat good nutritious foods. Yeah, it's so nice to also experiment because everybody's flavors and taste buds are different. So go with things that you basically enjoy, so that because when we say good foods, it's like it's going to be boring, and it's not boring. It's delicious. Yeah. It's so delicious. It's nutritious. It's good for you. And then that's basically it. It's a mindset as well. We need to start thinking differently, you know. So and our body will start craving it. Literally, I feel like sometimes it starts craving that good food. You know, when some days you know, like, oh, I need something nutritious. I need it. Yeah. Your body asks for it. So just give it some good nutritious food.
Definitely. Yes, that's a very, very powerful message. Yeah, you do end up craving what your body gets used to. So You rather get it used to the good stuff, and that's then what you'll crave for at the end. Definitely.
100%. Thank you, Kenza. Do we have any questions?
Here we go, Dana.
Sorry, you can go ahead, Kenza.
No, I think maybe in the chat I'm gonna check through. I'm so sorry, Dana.
There is one from Charlene.
There is a question here. I think just a query about which brand of brown rice you're using, and the rest are just comments.
Okay, I think I just purchased, what was it? The basmati. Let me just see. I think I just got a normal. I just chop and change usually. So I think I sometimes buy the Tastic brown rice. Sometimes I buy the one that's what is it called? It's got a little bit of seeds in it as well, but it does take a little longer to cook. The basmati version of the brown rice is like within 20 minutes, 25 minutes, it's ready. So again, it's not. There's no time constraints with boiling it. Yeah, and as I mentioned, it's already like leftover brown rice that I used.
Yeah. The leftovers are really sometimes a say.
It's a whole meal. The leftover is a whole meal for the family, so don't waste. Yeah.
No, definitely.
I'm sorry, I can't see the chats.
The rest are just comments. I think everyone was very appreciative of the recipe and the information. I don't know if there's any other questions anyone would want to ask.
Just a comment, Kenza and Serena. Serena, by the way, wow, that is a terrific, delish dish. I will definitely try that one. Absolutely.
I can't wait to eat. I'm going to wait for you to go.
I just wanted to comment because, heart disease remains the leading cause of death, and experts warn that the influence of the COVID-19 will continue to keep it in the top spot. And part of the reason is that many of us have adopted unhealthy eating because, you guys gave us such good tips in terms of, making the healthier choices today will improve our health overall in the long run. So I think that is very, very crucial right now because, I think just choosing the healthier products makes a big difference. So I just want to comment on that because that was one of the things that I read in a report, and that gives us a good idea. Like it doesn't have to be that way because we have so many choices, healthy choices like the herbs and the lemons. Even grapefruit adds such a great like another dimension to any dish, so all of these things can really add and have nutrition value to what we are preparing. So thank you so much, Serena, much appreciated. But I think I just want to maybe Kinza can just help. Kinza, parents are always struggling in terms of nutritious foods during the festive season. Any tips for our parents?
I think even not even just during the festive season, I think even just all year round, it's important to just be aware of what you're eating, I think, because they're always watching. And the truth is, it doesn't matter what you say to them of what's good or what's bad to eat or drink. At the end, they're going to eat and drink what they've seen you eat and drink. So I think the first thing is to be at caution when you are eating, what you're eating, how much of it you're eating or drinking, because they are watching. And then just to involve them in your meal preps. And I think it's important also, especially now during the holiday season, there'll be a lot of road trips. It's important to maybe prepare snacks at home, snacks which you can take on the road so that you're not tempted to stop, and buy those bad snacks along the way. And I mean, it's easy to do that these days. I mean, it's simple to prepare snacks at home. You can easily get, a cooler box, ice packs, so that whether it's cold or hot, whatever snack you want, you can easily pack it and take it with. And very important, I mentioned earlier for the adults, but just as important for the children is to ensure that structured eating, throughout the day, ensuring that they're having their meals, all three of their meals, throughout the day, and not that they're not skipping or missing those meals.
Yeah, children don't do as you say; they do as you do. So yeah, it's just a matter of you know, with my kids, they've been growing up eating, for example, broccoli from the time they were little. My son eats asparagus like it's chips. So it's important. It's never too late to start. You know, because we didn't grow up doing that, and I'm by no means perfect. I mean, I still can have curry and rice in the morning, and I do. So it's just a matter of doing the right thing and being more consistent most of the time. So you don't feel guilty when you are doing whatever else, or eating that cake or that curry and rice that's good, a bit too oily today and whatever, you know, because then you're creating this false lifestyle for yourself that you're never going to end up keeping, when you rather just do things in moderation and be good most of the time, you know, and then then it's just easy from there.
And I think also a little bit of planning also helps, you know, so that you know that you're not reaching out for the unhealthy foods. So that planning is also very important, I think. And so I'm just checking if there's anything else in the chat, Selena.
No problem. Yeah, when it comes to add, when it comes to planning as well, if the unhealthy food is very available, that's because you bought it and it's at home. So what happens is that's going to be your go-to because you know it's there in the back of your mind. But if you have like other berries which are so high in antioxidants, or like, you know, strawberries, mulberries, whatever other fruit even available, so when you feel kind of snackish, you got good stuff to go to instead of all of the other you know, chips and chocolates, which you still can enjoy, but not all the time again.
Absolutely. I've got a question from Haley. Haley, you can go ahead.
Yes, no, I'd just like to reiterate the point that it's very important to get your kids involved in the food preparation. I think they are so much more likely to see what fun food can be and how you can make healthy snacks together. And the more they get involved, the more likely they're likely to eat and enjoy the food.
100%.
Absolutely. 100%, yes. Agree with you.
Thanks, Haley.
All right. And Selena, if anybody wants to contact you, I think you are on, you know, on all your social channels.
Yes, I've got, correct. So I'm on Facebook as Perima's Kitchen. I'm on Instagram as well as TikTok as Perima's Kitchen. And I have my full recipe videos, which are on Perima's Kitchen, and my channel is on YouTube. So the very quick, you know, meals videos are on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, but the lengthy step-by-step is on YouTube.
Okay, excellent. We all can get on to that. And also, I think, you know, we also got a health chat line where the public can call us and speak to any one of our dietitians or health promotion officers in terms of healthy eating, healthy recipes, anything about cardiovascular disease. So, you know, they're most welcome to call on this number, which is 021-422-1586 as well. So, you know, there's another opportunity to speak to our professional staff in terms of their cardiovascular disease or any other concerns that they might have.
Okay.
All right. I think I just want to thank Selena Naidu for a brilliant demo. I really enjoyed that, Selena, and with all the lovely colors, it looks so delicious. Have to try it. And thank you for making the time. I know you have a very busy schedule, but you made this time at a very short notice as well. Thank you for being with us. I also want to thank Kinza for giving us some educational information as well. I mean, you know, some of the information we don't think about, you know, when we are preparing meals or we buying food. So I think it's all important information, educational information that we can share with our family, friends, and I think that's important as well. And to all our participants, thank you so much for joining us, for making the time. We very much appreciate your support during 2021. Can you believe it? The year is almost a couple of more days and we are in 2022.
Yes.
But Yeah, the time has just flown. Where it's gone to, don't ask me. Thank you so much. And we will see all of you in the new year. We have got a speaker for January, but we'll keep you posted on that. In the meantime, I think it's very important that we follow our protocols for COVID. You know, we know that Omicron is you know, some of the cities are epicenters for Omicron, even though we don't have any deaths, but the disease is highly transmissible. So just take care of yourself, your families. And I think what is very important as well right now, and most of the health experts are also saying that adequate, consistent ventilation is vital for the mitigation of the spread. So I think we must just observe that. And, you know, South Africa we need to improve our air. You know, our climate change has really caused so much of problems in terms of air. So I think just try and make sure that you have good ventilation, whether you are traveling, you're in a room full of people, and you know, I think that's some of the ways that we can mitigate the virus. But yeah, thank you everyone. A very blessed festive season and a prosperous new year. Be safe and take care of your loved ones and yourself. We'll see you in the new year. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Be safe.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Selena.
Thanks. Thanks for having me. Thanks, Jayden, Dana.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bianca. Bye.